pressure has always been there. It's been there since day one. The main pressure comes from myself. I demand so much from myself. I want to win every time I go out on the track. I want to be the best.
You will never see a more dramatic conclusion to any motor race, let alone a Grand Prix, than that. And the result of it all is that Lewis Hamilton is the world champion.
I don't think I can. I'm very emotional, I would say. I've cried. My heart's feeling so much strain right now because I think it was the same for everyone. But I'm just very proud of the team and my family as well.
You can't fake greatness in Formula One. The stopwatch never lies, and neither does the scoreboard. Formula One doesn't hand out greatness. You take it, one overtake at a time, one lap at a time. And Lewis Hamilton, he took everything.
Is it going to be difficult for Hamilton to make what he will desperately want to do, which is make a fast start?
Yeah, well, he's got to do that. He's got to use his experience. There are no excuses at this level for anybody.
Well, I mean, I've been doing it a long time. I've been here for 15 years. The first couple of years we raced in Indianapolis. The reason for it is that it's a global sport, but we only have one race in each country.
From turn one lunges to last lap miracles, these are the 10 moments when Hamilton didn't just make headlines, he made history. Number 1, his debut race in Australia, 2007. Most rookies dip their toes in. Lewis Hamilton kicked the door down. First race, 4th on the grid, lined up behind the sports elite. Ahead of him, reigning world champion Fernando Alonso. Behind him, millions of eyes were wondering if this kid from Stevenage was hype or history in the making. The lights went out, and Lewis went in. He didn't flinch, didn't hesitate, didn't wait. Into turn 1, he went full send around the outside. Not just past Alonso, but with style. Cold, clean, clinical. One corner, one move, and the message was already out. This wasn't just a debut. This was a warning.
Has to get past Hamilton. What an amazingly composed start by Lewis Hamilton.
The rest of the race didn't slow him down. He went wheel to wheel with seasoned veterans, handled traffic like he'd been there for years, and crossed the line in 3rd place. Podium, first race. No mistakes. Nobody had seen a rookie do that in modern F1. Not like this, not with that kind of confidence. He didn't win that day, but he did something more powerful. He made the world believe.
I'm overwhelmed and ecstatic, and really to come across the line in 3rd. It's a great start for me, great start for the team. We've got some good points in the bag, and I'm looking forward to the next.
Because on lap 1 of race 1, Lewis Hamilton proved he wasn't here to learn. He was here to lead, and the sport would never be the same again. Number 2, Singapore 2018, qualifying lap of the gods. Street circuits are unforgiving. No runoff, no room, no second chances. And under the lights of Marina Bay, Mercedes was struggling. Their car hated the corners, hated the bumps, hated everything about Singapore. Hamilton barely made it out of Q1. The lap times were ugly, the grip was gone, and the mood was tense.
Lewis Hamilton riding underneath the grandstand as we go. Sebastian Vettel and Lewis Hamilton 4/10 down.
Ferrari looked faster, Red Bull looked sharper, and then came Q3. 1 lap, that's all it took. Hamilton launched the car into the first sector like it owed him money. Corner after corner, he danced on the edge of disaster. Inches from the wall, centimeters from chaos, and never once backing off. The timing screens lit up purple. First sector, fastest. Second sector, fastest. Third sector, unbelievable. When the lap ended, the clock stopped at 1 minute 36.015. Nobody knew where it came from. Mercedes engineers stared at the data like it were fake. Even Hamilton's voice on the radio shook with disbelief. That lap was art. Not a pole lap, a masterpiece. Toto Wolff called it stardust. The paddock called it impossible. Hamilton just called it beautiful. He went on to win the race with ease. Vettel never recovered.
It's difficult to ever say if it's your best one or not, but that one felt the most complete lap that I think I may have ever done, possibly.
The title fight cracked that weekend, and Hamilton put one hand on the trophy. People talk about qualifying as pure driver skill. That night, it was something else entirely. No grip, no chance, no problem. Just one of the greatest laps Formula One has ever seen, and only one man could have pulled it off. Number 3, Canada 2007, first ever win. By race 6, most rookies are still figuring out where the limit is. Lewis Hamilton was already redefining it. Montreal was in chaos. 4 safety cars, crashes all around, constant restarts. It was the kind of race that eats up veterans and spits out rookies. But Hamilton? He made it look easy. He took pole on Saturday. Calm, sharp, controlled. Then on Sunday, he did something no one expected. He led from the front like he had done it 100 times before, held off Alonso, dodged the carnage, managed the restarts like a seasoned pro. No panic, no mistakes, no flinching under pressure. He crossed the line first, arms in the air, history in the making. Lewis Hamilton became the first black driver to win a Formula One Grand Prix. But it wasn't just symbolic, it was a statement. He was not a one-hit wonder, he was a force of nature. Montreal didn't crown him a champion, it crowned him a contender, a generational talent who belonged at the front from day one. In one of the wildest races of the season, he stayed cool while the rest of the grid lost control. That was the moment the world stopped calling him a rookie and started calling him the future. Only his 6th race, already rewriting history, and the legend was just getting started. Number 4. Germany 2018 P14-2 victory. Qualifying was a nightmare. A hydraulic issue forced Hamilton out early. He would start 14th at Hockenheim, behind his rival Vettel on Vettel's home soil. The title momentum was gone, or so it seemed. From the start, Hamilton was electric. Smooth overtakes, razor-sharp decisions, total control. Within minutes, he was inside the top 10. By lap 14, he was in the mix. Then the skies opened. Light rain, slippery corners, rising tension. Vettel was leading, until one tiny mistake ended it all. The Ferrari locked up and hit the wall. Gasps from the crowd? The championship turned on a single crash. At the same time, Mercedes called Hamilton into the pits, then changed their minds. But he was already at the pit lane entry. So he cut across the grass. No panic, no hesitation. Just instinct. He stayed out, stayed in the lead, and controlled the final laps to take one of the wildest wins of his career, 14th to 1st in the wet, in enemy territory. It was not just a recovery, it was defiance, it was brilliance. It was vintage Hamilton, the kind of race you watch twice, just to believe it actually happened. Number 5. Silverstone 2008, the Rainmaster arrives. The sky over Silverstone was dark, heavy, unpredictable. Rain came in waves. Grip came and went. Drivers spun, slid, and scattered, but not Lewis Hamilton. He started 4th, struggled in qualifying, the pressure was on. Then the lights went out, and everything changed. By lap 5, he had taken the lead. No drama, no contact, just pure precision. While others fought the rain, Hamilton danced with it. Lap after lap, he pulled away. The rain got heavier, the track got worse, but Hamilton only got faster. He lapped car after car. He built a lead so large it looked like a mistake on the timing screen. 68 seconds. That was the gap to 2nd place. He lapped everyone up to 4th. The conditions were brutal. Cars were sliding off like toys on ice. But Hamilton never lost control, never made a wrong call. He stayed on intermediates when others panicked, trusted his feel for the track, trusted the car, trusted himself. By the time he crossed the line, the crowd was in disbelief. So were his rivals. It was more than a win. It was a clinic, a wet weather masterpiece that proved Lewis Hamilton was not just fast, he was in a class of his own. That day, the Rainmaster was born. Number 6, Monaco 2019. 64 laps on dying tires. Monaco is not just a race, it is a mental test. The walls are close, the straights are short, and the pressure never lets up. In 2019, Lewis Hamilton faced all of it with one hand tied behind his back. Mercedes made the wrong call. While others pitted for hard tires, they sent Hamilton out on mediums. He had to survive 64 laps on tires that were not meant to go the distance. And behind him, like a shadow in the mirrors, was Max Verstappen. Verstappen attacked lap after lap. Every corner was a trap, every braking zone was a gamble. Hamilton had no grip, no room for error, and no time to breathe. But he never gave in. He managed the tires, defended the line, and blocked every move. Verstappen threw everything at him. Hamilton absorbed it all, not with pace, but with pure resilience. Inside that helmet, it was more than a race. Niki Lauda had just passed. The man who brought Hamilton to Mercedes, his mentor, his friend. When the checkered flag waved, the radio message said it all. That one's for Niki. It was not Hamilton's fastest win. It was not his cleanest, but it was one of his bravest. Niki's spirit, Lewis's heart, a champion's grit, all of it on display in Monaco. Number 7, Istanbul 2020. 7th world title sealed in style. The track was soaked, slick like ice and full of doubt. Drivers slid off in formation. Nobody had grip. Nobody looked comfortable, except Lewis Hamilton. He started 6th. No one expected fireworks. His car struggled all weekend. The surface was new and greasy. Rain kept falling. Visibility was low. Conditions were chaotic. And then Hamilton did what only he could do. He waited, managed, watched the race fall apart around him. Others pitted early. Others wore out their tires. Hamilton stayed out. Lap after lap, he held position, conserved rubber, let the track come to him. When it was time to strike, he was already in control. He did not just win, he dominated, pulled out a lead of more than 30 seconds. No mistakes, no panic, just relentless, perfect judgment in the worst conditions imaginable. When he crossed the line, it was not just another victory. It was number 94. It was his 7th world title. He had matched Michael Schumacher, a record once thought untouchable. It was not a title sealed with raw speed. It was sealed with intelligence, patience, and heart. From the back to the top again. And in that moment, history bowed to Lewis Hamilton. Number 8, Austria, 2020, qualifying, bravery in the storm. Rain poured, and the mountains around Spielberg disappeared into the gray. Qualifying for the Styrian Grand Prix felt like a coin toss. Cars slid through corners. Visibility was near zero. Drivers tiptoed around the track. Some spun, some backed off. Most just tried to survive. Then Lewis Hamilton went out. Lap after lap, he pushed harder than anyone else dared. Not recklessly, not wildly, but with complete control. While others hesitated, he leaned in, through puddles, through spray, through blind turns where he could barely see 10 meters ahead. The grip was fading, the clock was running. Everyone waited for someone to blink. Hamilton never did. He delivered a pole lap so clean it looked impossible. 1 minute, 19.273, over 1.2 seconds faster than anyone else. On a track where margins are usually measured in hundredths. It was not just pole position, it was defiance. In conditions that made the rest of the grid cautious, Hamilton looked fearless. And it was pure skill, pure trust, pure commitment in the middle of chaos. Rain, fog, chaos, and then that lap. One of the greatest wet weather performances Formula One has ever seen, and only one man could have delivered it. Number 9, British Grand Prix 2020, victory on 3 wheels. Silverstone was supposed to be routine. Lewis Hamilton had led from the start. Fast laps, clean air, total control. Then came the final lap, and everything fell apart. His front left tire exploded. One moment he was cruising to victory. The next he was dragging a wounded car through high-speed corners with rubber flapping and sparks flying. Behind him, Max Verstappen was charging. Fresh tires, full grip, nothing to lose. Hamilton had no front grip, no margin for error, and no guarantee the car would even survive the lap. But he never lifted, he never hesitated. He wrestled the car through cops, nursed it through maggots and beckets. Every corner was a risk. Every throttle input had to be perfect. The tire was gone, but his lead was just enough.
But who knows how this race is going to end? Through the failed chicane, look how difficult it was to stop.
And somehow he made it. Hamilton crossed the line first, on 3 wheels, with Verstappen just seconds behind. It was his 7th win at Silverstone, a new record for the British Grand Prix. No celebration lap, no donuts, just disbelief. He had won a Formula One race with half a car, 1 tire, no grip, 0 hesitation. It was not about dominance. It was about instinct, about guts, and about never giving up when it matters most. Silverstone had seen many wins, but none like this. Number 10, Brazil, 2021. From the back of the grid to the top of the world. Brazil 2021 should have been a write-off. Lewis Hamilton was disqualified from qualifying, sent to the back for the sprint, penalized again for a new engine. The odds were brutal, the pressure was real. But Hamilton does not fold. He fights. In the sprint, he started last. Within 24 laps, he passed 15 cars. No chaos, no luck, just pure racecraft. Then came Sunday. Another grid penalty, 10th on the grid, a full race ahead. Verstappen in control. Hamilton launched forward like a missile, passed car after car with surgical precision. Every move was clean, every lap faster than the last. Verstappen pushed back, defended hard, even ran Lewis off the track. But Hamilton never blinked. He lined him up again. DRS open, straight line, speed unleashed, and then came the move. Outside, committed, flawless. He passed Verstappen and never looked back. From the very back of the pack to standing on the top step. A weekend of setbacks turned into a showcase of greatness. It was not just a win, it was a statement. Against the odds, against the field, against everything. Disqualified, penalized, booed by the crowd. And still, he conquered Brazil. Hamilton's greatest comeback? Maybe. His most legendary? Without question. Fast is common, fearless is rare. Hamilton was both. And when it was hammer time, the world watched, and history followed.